What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another ball review. Today we're going to look at one of the new releases by Storm, the Summit Ascent. This is the third ball release in the Summit line. We had the original Summit that featured the TX23, a new cover, hybrid. Then we had the Summit Peak, which featured the TX23 Pearl. Now this new Summit Ascent, it features the same core that's featured in both of those balls, which is right here. So we're using the AI technology, but we have a different cover. Instead of going with the TX23 solid, they decided to put the R2S solid cover stock on it, which is featured on one of the best balls probably of all time that it was on, was the IQ solid. I have one in my arsenal, but unfortunately I don't get to use it as much because the thicker oils and the way the lanes transition now, that ball is not obsolete, but it doesn't get as much use as it used to. All right, so how did I drill this ball? All right, we went with the standard drilling. It's going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 by 2 3/4 VLS layout. And we went with that drilling because the core is a lot stronger for a symmetrical piece, but the cover is weaker, so I wanted it to be a little slower to pick up a little bit earlier. That way I can complement one of my favorite balls in the line, the Absolute Power. So if I'm throwing the Absolute Power and that ball gets too early, this might be either a half a step down or just a little bit down from that type of ball reaction. So if maybe the Absolute Power is too strong and I just need a little weaker core, I have the Summit Ascent. If the regular Summit is too strong, this ball is going to be probably the one I'm going to throw instead of it if I want the same core strength. Before we get out there on the lanes, make sure you do that thing, hit that like, subscribe, turn on that bell for notifications so you know my content hits the internet. We are here at Pin Chasers Veterans this morning. I really appreciate them letting me come out and do my videos and my coaching. We are bowling on a fresh house shot. I've been traveling all summer, so I'm not sure if they made any changes to it or anything like that. So it is very fresh. I'm here early in the morning. So we're going to see how this ball works on a fresh house shot. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get on the lanes. Let's throw some shots. And today I'm going to be comparing that ball, like I mentioned earlier. I'm going to compare it to the Storm Absolute Power, which has a similar drilling. It's going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 by 2 VLS layout. And I'm also going to showcase a ball that's a symmetrical ball that's in the line, the Phase 2. That's been a benchmark ball that for a long period of time. And now with this new Summit Ascent that I've thrown it for about a week, it looks like for me and maybe my rev rate category, I haven't really used the Phase 2 a lot this year either. I've used it in the past, but it really just wasn't. It was either too weak out on the PBA 50 tour with the cover and core combination, or it was just a little too strong depending on what patterns I used it on. So maybe this Summit Ascent is going to be kind of that benchmark ball for me in my arsenal for my rev rate category. All right, enough yapping. Let's get on lanes and throw some shots. All right, since it is very fresh, I'm going to throw one shot all the way to the right like I normally do, and we're going to see how this ball reacts. Nice, that is nice. Nice, predictable R2S, smooth, solid cover stock on the weaker side. Not as strong as like the NEX or the Microtracks that's on the gems. So for a strong symmetrical piece to have a weaker cover, this is something in my arsenal I've been looking for. Because when I'm out there on the tour, we're bowling on lower volumes ratios, like 5 to 1s instead of the maybe 9 to 10 to 1s that are on the house shot. I really need a ball that maybe on the fresh is going to blend the wet dry a little bit better. If I'm playing a little bit left of the track area, and with the Phase 2 would give me that, but it would be a little bit too continuous, a little too clean to get through the fronts on the fresher oil. And then when the lanes did transition and I moved left, it was a little bit too sharp, and so it wasn't really a ball that I was really comfortable with. All right, let's throw some more shots. All right, that was a pretty good shot. We're just going to move a little bit left, 2 and 1, just to see a little bit different. That was like 7 at the arrows. All right, so I did. Moved a little bit left, got down the lane, got through the oil, course taken over in the mid lane. The Summit series for me is more mid lane type of roll, where the Phase 2 was a little bit more in the mid lane, and where like the Altamira, which I really didn't like, with that stronger cover, the Microtrack solid and that core, AI core in it, it just was too slow for me for my rev rate. But the Summit series I really do like. So let's throw some more shots. Now I haven't touched the cover at all. It is right out of the box. As you can see, hopefully you can see, it is shining up a little bit because it is a weaker cover. So The only thing I have on here is lane shine. Haven't scuffed it, haven't done anything like that. And you've seen in my past videos, I do scuff them a little bit, which probably trying to get out of that habit a little bit during my videos. Gonna want to roll it a little bit and see what it gives me before I do that. But this one, right out of the box, I'm liking it. I'm getting consistent motion out of it. All right, same place. I want to stay a little more to the right one more time. That was more like 9. But that's the motion that I like. We have a strong symmetrical piece, and it's not trying to be too early because of the weaker cover, but it's also not quitting as it's going through the mid lane. It's not slowing down too fast. The Optim Idle for me would do that same type of thing, go maybe a little bit longer, but then it would like quit. It would slow down because that micro trax was really strong. I changed the cover on it, went less grit, same thing. Went higher grit, same thing. I plugged it, re-drilled it. Just for me, that ball just didn't match up for my rev rate, which as you can see with this ball, this one's matching up pretty good already. I have another shot. All right, as you see, already after 3 shots already, the ball did wiggle a little bit. The first couple nice and smooth, read the wet, went through the oil, read the dry, nice and smooth, kind of forward type of motion, but didn't slow down. That one kind of got a little bit, started picking up a little early, and then it wiggled. All right, so now after 3 shots, we're gonna throw the absolute power and see how much stronger that one is, because it does have the stronger core, but the R2S deep solid on that might be a little bit weaker than this regular R2S, but we'll see. This is my second absolute power that I drilled. This one is by far my favorite. The other one I drilled a little, that's featured in my video on my channel. That one I drilled for it to flare a little too strong, and it was a little too forward for me, where this one's a little more continuous down lane, a lot smoother. All right, we're not gonna move, stay in the same spot where I was for the last shot. 8-9 at the arrows. See how different this ball is. It should be stronger because of the core. Oh, that was left. A little bit left, but you see the core, compared the 2 balls, that core took over a lot earlier and kind of roll and got into revved up and got into a roll, where the Summit Ascent was a little longer, a little more confused on the last shot that I threw it. All right, we're gonna throw the absolute power one more time. Lanes are changing already, so need to move a little left, because that one was a little left of target, but it still picked up nice. It rolled pretty good. Really confident in this ball. I've used this one a lot. Oh, not bad, not bad. If I could use that ball everywhere, I would. Strong asymmetrical piece, weaker cover. No matter how I throw it, very predictable. I can really tell when the lanes are changing with it, because it'll get too slow, and if I have too much oil, it'll go too long. All right, one more shot with the absolute power, and then we're gonna throw a phase 2 and see the difference in the 2 symmetrical balls that I brought in. See, that one gave it a little room, threw it a little to the right, still revved up, picked up. Dude, we throw that ball all the time. All right, I'm gonna throw the phase 2 a little bit, and let's see if we can give how different the 2 symmetrical balls are that I brought in their ball reaction on this house shot. Now, TX16 cover stock that's on this phase 2 is benchmark, been in them for a long time, really predictable, loved by everybody. Unfortunately, like I said, the last couple years with this ball, for me, I just haven't used it a lot, but I have used it at times. So let's see how it works today. So I'm still not moving, same spot. 9-10 at the arrows. Should be quicker down lane than the Summit Ascent. That's left. And it was. A little longer, a little quicker. To my eyes. The video might be just a little bit different, but it looks like it's going just a little bit longer, and it's blending the wet dry. All right, one more time in the same spot. We'll go back to the Summit Ascent. Uh-oh, got it out. Oh, almost tripped the 2. Got a little too far out, and you can see, with these balls, the way it's going with my rev rate, I try to give them a little more room, and then they get through the front pretty quick, but then they kind of get confused a little bit. So it could be all three of the balls are a little bit lane shine. I haven't scuffed them up. So maybe if I scuff that ball up with like 2000, the Phase II, it might give me a little better read when I go left to right off it. Or the fact that the lanes just aren't dry enough in the front for it to pick up a little bit earlier and make that turn, kind of like what the Absolute Power was doing. Because what you saw with the Absolute Power is what I'm looking for with every ball when I'm throwing it. Nice and predictable, reads the wet dry. I can see it early, I can see it late. But with that Phase II, when I threw it straighter, it was fine. Threw it a little to the right, it was all a little bit confused. All right, let's go back to the Summit Ascent, and we'll start moving a little bit left. All right, so we're gonna move left, go a little slower, come around it. Then we'll throw a few to the right, since I kind of played right and started in the track area. Not bad. Got a little left, slowed down, gave it a little room. Now the Phase II was a little wiggly. That one you can see picked up in the mid lane. It was kind of nice and round, where the Phase II was kind of a little bit confused. It didn't know if it wanted to hook or not. Not sure if I really need to scratch this ball up. It's rolling pretty good. Might need to do it a little bit if it gets too shiny, but we'll see. All right, try it again one more time. Then we'll throw the Absolute Power like this. So I'm gonna slow down, and I'm gonna come around it and let it get up into the pocket. Well, that's a little left though in the oil. That was nice. That one was a little left in the last one. Got in more oil, and it's still kind of blended out the wet dry and got into the pocket, where the last one was kind of a little round, a little slow. All right, let me throw the Absolute Power now, and we'll see the difference. Throwing these suckers good today, man. All right, same spot, I'm gonna do the same thing. A little left, go a little slower, come around it a little bit, let it roll up into the pocket, kind of blend out where the wet dry, you know, now that I'm in more oil. Same thing. That one was just a little bit slower. Same type of motion, just a little bit slower because the bigger engine that it has in with the stronger core. All right, one more time, and I'll throw the Phase II in there, and then we'll throw a few more shots with the Summit Ascent. Same thing, slow, come around it. Ooh, that's a really bad one. Tried to help that one, and it still struck. All right, all right, now I'm going to throw the Phase II in there and see what the difference is between those, the Summit Ascent, the Absolute Power, and the Phase II. All right, this ball should go a lot longer and be a lot quicker than the last two because it's weaker than both of those, and the cover might be a little bit stronger, the TX16. And it was longer and it was sharper. Not bad, not bad. We'll throw it one more time and we'll go back to Summit Ascent. Throwing the ball pretty good today and having a freaking fantastic ball reaction with all three balls. Up. That wasn't even good. I came around to even more. It was a little firmer with it and it still dug through the oil. We're doing good today. All right, time to go back to the Summit Ascent. We'll throw some assorted shots on this lane and then we'll wrap this up. All right, let's go a little deeper this time. Go a little more left. Really slow and come around and see if it makes a better reaction, or if I'm getting the cover is just a little too weak to blend out the wet dry. Killing it, baby, killing it. Ball's looking really good today. All right, let's throw one more to the right. See what that does. Whether there's gonna be a lot more friction to the right, so. Let's see how it works. I'm gonna go right up, try to go up the back of it as much as I could. Not bad, not bad. You see with playing that far right in the dry, it is a lot rounder, where the shot where I was really far left, it skidded and it rolled up into the pocket. All right, nosebleeds. We're in the nosebleeds. As you can see, there is going to be no adjustment to this surface whatsoever. The way I have it laid out, the way this ball is rolling on this fresh house shot, I'm matching up with it really well. So I believe in my arsenal, this is probably going to be for my symmetricals. This is going to be more in the middle of it and be my benchmark. for symmetrical balls, and then we'll build around that. So let's go throw one more shot and wrap this sucker up. All right, guys, there it is, man. Storm, brand new ball from Storm, came out on August 23rd. The Storm Summit Ascent. Smells great, smells like cream soda. Get into your VIP Pro Shop today and get one for yourself. If it looks any good like this for me, can't guarantee it's gonna look like that for you, but I'm really liking it. And that's it.